Living on the streets was interesting. Walking in the same shoes and the same socks for days at a time. Hungry, cold in the wintertime, not having enough layers on, not having anywhere to lay your head, and you're hurting and you're in pain. I was adopted when I was a baby. I was about a week old, and a beautiful family came and got me and adopted me. I was very close to my dad. We'd spend a lot of time together. We'd spend a lot of time together on the farm. I grew up on the farm, feeding the chickens and the cows and doing some baling of hay and driving tractors, and by the time I hit the age of 9, a very traumatic event happened in my life. My father passed away. For him to be gone one day was one of the hardest things in my life, right? And not being taught correctly how to grieve was one of the biggest things that contributed to the hurts and pains that came from that. I was told by my family and my friends that, that I need to grow up and I need to move forward. The first couple years after my father's death, that the structure of the home broke down, right? At the age of 14, I started staying out later and engaging with drugs and drinking a lot. The next thing you know, I was in a downward spiral, right? And it kept getting worse and worse as I progressed, right? A big part of it was the acceptance of that subculture, right? And I continued to engage in that subculture, not only engaging in the use, but engaging in the people and the lifestyle. I met a lady that was in the same hometown I was, in Westlock, right? And she is Aboriginal, right? So for me, being Aboriginal and knowing that, we decided to have 2 babies. So we had 2 boys, and very lovely boys. I was a part of their growing up for the first 5 years of their lives. One weekend, I was introduced to crack cocaine. They say that your first hit, you're addicted, right? So my first hit, I was addicted. As I continued to feel my habit, the more I got, the more I needed to consume, right? The consequences of the lifestyle was very traumatic as well, not only being homeless, not eating, not taking care of my spiritual, emotional self, my well-being. I also ended up in prison, right? So I lost my family, I lost my children, I lost my freedom, right? And those are all things that were very important to me, but it didn't matter, right? The crack mattered, and the crack was the one that was controlling my life. A good friend of mine named Darren used to come down and check on me in the homeless shelter, and we had a good relationship, right? And he would say, "You ready to quit yet? There's a place I know that we can go and talk, and a place where we can get you clean and sober," right? Darren just, he said there was a bed open. Then I would tell him I wasn't ready. But I think it was about 2009, 2010, I hit rock bottom. There was that one day, it was actually a snowy day, and it was early in the morning, 6 a.m., and I just felt the promptings to, I'm done, right? So I made a call to the Dream Centre. It's where Darren said there would be a bed open for me, and I remember that day very well. And as I walked through the doors of the Dream Centre, the staff there, they showed me that I'm important and that I deserve a break, right? And I deserve to move forward in my recovery. The first session that they were talking about was grief, and it was a God moment, right? Because of my father, right? And so God was showing me that this is what I need to deal with. The Dream Centre helped with my hope, because they taught me if I have hope for myself, that I can show it to others, right? They taught me a new way of living. So graduation for me was a big part of my life. And right now I'm presently at Bow Valley taking Aboriginal addictions counseling, not only to learn, but to achieve the goals that I want to achieve, right? Some of the dreams I have is just to have more to do with my family and my friends, and especially my children. I'm now working as a community case manager for the Dream Centre, helping people pick up pieces of their broken lives. The mission I have working at the Dream Centre is to help men to realize that they're worth investing in. I lived on the streets for 10 years, going through the depths of homelessness, addiction, hurts and pains, and coming out on the other end and realizing that I have a lot of wealth that I can show and mentor to other men that are coming through the program, and show them that they are loved, right, and that they're worth investing in. It's very important to show others that hope is possible, right? And that's what the Dream Centre does for me.